going on, Jerome? So the major story of the weekend so far is the Chicago Bears, the crooked Chicago Bears, gave up on former number 11 overall pick Justin Fields of the 2021 draft after 3 seasons, sending him to Pittsburgh for a... So I don't like that they're reporting that this is a 4th-round pick. It's a 6th-round pick that could become a 4th-round pick if Fields plays 51% of the snaps, which with Russ being named the starter already, who knows? Who really knows, man? But immediately, since it's always about us, it comes back to the Vikings, and there are a lot of Vikings fans who are like, if that was a trade compensation for Fields, and by the way, you know who got more in trade compensation? The Falcons trading Desmond Ridder, Commies trading Sam Howell, as well as the Steelers trading Kenny Pickett, which is hilarious. So, I mean, I understand the point, because isn't Kwesi the mama I can change him type guy? And Justin Fields, I mean that does look kind of good. But of course, Justin Fields, 1,000-yard season in 2022 certainly has some upside, but hasn't realized his potential. Right, and there's a lot of issues out there. The interceptions, the lack of accuracy sometimes, the lack of consistency is certainly there. And of course, Vikings fans remembers that, hey, Justin Fields literally beat you just like throwing 17,000 screen passes, right? But the whole thing is that Fields never really got the support that he needed in Chicago. Now they tried, sure, and yes, DJ Moore, and yes, Darnell Wright, sure, yes, but just what, and Fields, this is what we said about Fields when he came in from the Ohio State University. Like, Fields needs everything to be right around him, whether it's protection, whether it's weapons, whether it's coaching, but Chicago certainly wasn't that. And of course, people always go back to, did you know that the Vikings tried to trade up for Justin Fields, what the Bears did? How'd that work out? And also, by the way, I still call absolute baloney. I know that, hey, Carolina's on video. Scott Fitterer, then GM, taking a call from Rick Spielman. I think the Vikings were trying to move up for J.C. Horn, not Fields. But it's okay. It's all right. So, why didn't Kwesi strike a deal with Ryan Poles? Kwesi's not afraid for doing business in division. Well, there's a couple reasons why. So, number one, the Bears are dumb, but they're not stupid. So, basically, just giving away Justin Fields for nada, I mean, that would not have looked good. Plus, I mean, if Fields did pan out on that potential and he became the future franchise quarterback for the Vikings, that wouldn't look good. Although I think that's relatively low. It's whatever. Number two, initial asking comp. So it is certainly possible that the Bears' asking price was up here. And, all the rumors and conjectures like, the Bears are asking for a first-round pick. Oh, they'll settle for a second-round pick, though. So the fact that they settled for a 6th-round pick that could turn into a 4th, it's kind of crazy. Also, the fact that the Vikings are pretty replete with decent mid to late round draft capital this year. So, I mean, could the Vikings have made a more significant offer? Certainly. And in terms of like an immediate 4th-round pick or an immediate 5th or 6th-round pick, yes, they definitely could have done that, but they didn't. Because maybe the Vikings did touch base. Maybe before Sam Darnold was signed, maybe they're just like, hey, Bears, how much is it going to cost? And first off, the Bears are like, F you. If we trade them in the division, it's going to be at a premium, so we're going to ask for a 3rd-round pick. Maybe that was the initial asking price, maybe even a 2nd-round pick. And the Vikings were like, nah. Then they signed Sam Darnold, and then Kwesi made the trade with the Texans and fully intending to move up the board and draft a quarterback in the future. But then, I mean, maybe it's a spot where the Bears were just asking too much. And then other teams make contingency plans, like the Patriots signed Jabroni Brisket, the Commies signed Mariota, and everyone was just sort of out, right? Hell, even the Steelers signed Russ, even though they still came back to the table at the end. I mean, yeah, the Raiders signed Minshew, and maybe that was a wrap on what was going on. And number 3, like we said, signing Darnold, drafting a quarterback. Number 4, Kevin O'Connell has said that the traits that he wants most in a quarterback is accuracy and anticipation, and that's not Justin Fields' game, and I don't think it ever will be. Is he a dynamic, athletic quarterback? Yes. Like he is an absolute terror in the open field. Did the Bears misuse him last year? Also, yes. I mean, you have a guy who was a game changer, an equalizer in 2022, running for 1,143 yards, but you basically don't allow him to run. You have him be a drop-back pocket quarterback. That's not his game. It's not his game at all. Luke Getsy definitely did Justin Fields 0 favors last season, and you kind of feel for the guy because you see the potential, but he hasn't lived up to it, and at a certain point, you got to move on. And like we said, if we were the Bears, this is the decision you would make, where, hey, Fields, 3 years, we don't know if he's the guy. And sure, there's question marks about rookie quarterbacks all the time, but the fact that you don't know that Fields is the guy after 3 years, that kind of tells you a lot. And also, the market is the market is the market, and the market dictated that Justin Fields, the league does not see him as a starter, and the Steelers even picked him up as a backup as well. Number 5, only 1 year left on his rookie deal. Now, not enough is made that polls screwed this thing up last year because, you know, a little bit of revisionist history, sure, but the Bears had the number 1 overall pick. They could have took C.J. Stroud, even though, yes, replace one Ohio State quarterback with another, even though Scott the player, not the helmet. And they passed on that. And also, they probably could have traded Justin Fields for a mint after his 1,000-yard rushing season and also showed some progression as a passer. So they effed up. They did F up. So, I mean, they probably could have gotten at least a second-round pick for Fields last offseason. And also C.J. Stroud set the world on fire. But hell, C.J. Stroud probably would have failed last year because that's what Chicago quarterbacks do. It's weird, man. It's weird. But yeah, only 1 year left on his rookie deal, so you already lose that control. Plus, maybe it's one of the reasons why the Vikings really didn't get into the bidding, because if they do have interest, if they do actually have interest in Justin Fields, they'll just wait to sign him in free agency next offseason. Yeah. Or number 6, maybe the Vikings have zero interest because, like we said, all the rumors that the Vikings wanted to trade up for Justin Fields, that's when Spielman and Zimmer were here. And with Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, maybe Justin Fields is not their cup of tea. It is what it is. So even though Kwesi is the king of "Mama, I can change him" type prospects, maybe they're just like, whatever. We're going to roll with Sam Darnold. We're going to trade up. We're going to draft our quarterback, and then we'll go from there. So I think that could be a spot. Although it would have been so hilarious. It would have been so hilarious if Justin Fields ended up the quarterback of the Vikings and then ended up being a solid starter, and then Bears fans just down bad. Happens, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Why didn't the Vikings trade for Justin Fields? Some potential reasons. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.